Hello everyone, it's Annie from Drama Crochet here and welcome to my channel. It has been a while since the last vlog. I hope you didn't miss me too much. But I had a lot of tutorial projects to shoot and a lot of fail too that I'm going to show you. Yes, we're going to have a little review of the projects I'm working on currently. As you might have seen, I've made the tutorial of the Ellie's Bolero top. This one in one piece. Still octagon-like, surprise jacket-like. It is the birthday party of my niece in October, so I decided to make her a cardigan, long sleeve version of this Ellie's that I'm going to make a tutorial of to later. It is not finished yet. She's 7 years old or 8, and I really don't know the measures of a 7-8 years old girl, so I don't know if this is way too small. I hope it is not. But I had a lot of this yarn left, so this is the new one. So far, I think I used the rest of the cake that I used for this one. Maybe a little less than the half of this. And now I begin to using the new one and I finished this. But the last row to make the assembly, because it is still not assembled. So as you can see, I made a ribbing on the edges, the cuffs, for the cuffs. And the rest is still the same construction as for the Ellie's top. I think I'm gonna name this one Eliza, the tutorial, the pattern. Let's now get to the fun part. Funny part. Maybe not that funny. So I made the tutorial of the Eliza, the second version with long sleeves, with this, but I made the measures wrong and the sleeves are way too short. I'm not gonna try it on because it arrives like here on me. So I think I'm going to give this to someone or sell it somewhere, but it didn't work out. It is the same stitch as the Ellie's, but with longer sleeves. So I started with a longer wingspan, logic, and at each end I made the ribbing with back loop single crochets. And you can make it in one go, one piece, just like usual. And look how I made the connection on the sleeve here. As the succession of stitches, it is always a row, a mesh row and a solid row. It is quite invisible, and I really like that fact. That is this completely homogeneous. I don't know if the same word exists in English because it's homogène in French. And is it the same word in English? But yeah, it's invisible. It's discreet. From afar, you can't tell. Where is the connection, actually? Can you tell? Can you tell? Where is the connection? It's here. It's discreet, but it's there. And I really like it. I'm gonna put it in the next tutorial. So I'm gonna drop this. This one won't be the tutorial because you will laugh at me when I try it on. So I made the real one here with longer. So you can see this is the right wingspan for me. I use the same stitch. I really love this stitch. I use it a lot lately, like solid and mesh for this project. And I think I'm going to use it a lot more now to change from granny stitches, classic granny stitches. So for this one, I used the skein. It is not called a skein. How do you call this when it is? It has this form. Actually, this is a macrame yarn. But when I compare it to my classic yarn, cotton and wool, they look exactly the same. They feel the same. This one is just thicker. So I was like, why wouldn't I use it? It is thicker. It's gonna be faster when I crochet it. So why not? And this is hella heavy, but it is so flowy. It's like a carpet, but I don't know if it is too heavy to wear. It is not the matter. The fiber feels so natural. And as you know, I don't really like acrylic, but acrylic is so light and it is just good for clothing if you don't want it to be too heavy. But I really love cotton. Cotton is cool but heavy and dense. So working on this now. I made the first half of the sleeves. I am supposed to be making the increases for the front panels and the second half of the sleeves, but I'm going to add some length to it. So what I'm going to do is, just like with the Octagon shirt, use a rectangle to add an extra length. So instead of going directly for the increases for the armpits to make the front panels, I am going to add a rectangle, and then after that go for the rows with the increases. You're gonna see it in the tutorial. This looks so cool. And apart from that, I made a short to test some patterns idea I had, but I don't know if I made it too big, but it doesn't, it looks it looks like a panty. I should make it longer. Maybe I should add some length here, but I feel like I made too much increases here in first place, because I don't know, I'm not convinced of this. I still need to work it on. I'm not gonna try it. I don't know where is the problem, but I feel there is something off. And I made this sweater. I tripled some velvet. You know, velvet is already thick, and I tripled the yarn to make this. It is heavy too, but I like it. That is the problem of granny stitch. I should have made it solid, maybe. It is so warm. At the second I put it on, I sweat. I started with a rectangle, you can see here, but I made like 3 rows and added the extra length here. Actually, I didn't make that tutorial yet. The supposedly second way to make long sleeves with the Octagon. I ended up using like granny stitch, but with 2 double crochets to narrow. Is that how you say it? Narrow the cuffs. I didn't put ribbings there, but I now prefer the technique like this to make long sleeves, because you can directly make the ribbing for the cuffs directly with the construction, as if you are using the classic Octagon, you're gonna need to add the cuffs at the end. It is not constructed right away with the garment, but it gives this design, and it's up to you which one you prefer. But I'm going to test this with granny stitch too. For now, I used classic rows of solid on mesh, and it renders so good, especially with this how do you call this? It's not gradient. Is it gradient? Surrogated? Tell me in the comments. How do you call that? And yes, I need to make the tutorial for this technique, this technique to make long sleeves here, which is not the one I showed in the pink cardigan one. And in the front, I closed the front to make it a sweater. As you can see, after certain row of brown here, I didn't go down the bottom anymore. I just went back and forth here to make the collar, and that's it, and close it in front. And it has the right length. If I didn't start with a rectangle here, I could have made a whole rows for this part, but I was dumb. So I added the extra length, then removed it at the end. But it was a test. Maybe for the tutorial version, I'm gonna make it easier. But in the end, it gives this a special design, like vertical stripes in the front and horizontal stripes in the back. So maybe it is good in the end. And I like the color. I like the color I picked. It is so heavy. I'm gonna put it there so you can see. Can you see? I should try it on, but I don't want to. It is so warm in there. So today I'm going to finish this first. I need to shoot the aerial angle for the social medias, because we need to be influencers at the same time. Oh, I always try to find a way to display it, like a way to intrigue people into watching and keep watching and rewatching. I like to stir your brains, people. Look at this. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. If I display it like this, do you understand what's going on here? Like this. I'm going to start with this, like this, maybe on the video. Intriguing enough? Even though I was inspired by the Surprise Jacket by Elizabeth Zimmerman, I developed my own technique with crochet medium. And guys, if ever you run into other person doing this technique or the octagon construction technique, I hope you know that it is from me, because I run out into so many accounts on Instagram, on YouTube, and big names doing tutorials and contents on the octagon construction, and it is exactly how I do it, because there are different ways to do it. I made different tutorials on octagon construction, but if you ever run into one, know that I made it. Even though they don't credit me, they don't say where they found the idea from, and I'm sure it passes from person to person, and they tend to omit or forget where it originally came from. And at the same time, I'm proud because I made something. If a big name, like almost 1 million followers person, say that it is incredible, I'm like, whoa, what I made was incredible. I feel flattered, even if nobody knows where it came from. But yeah, maybe I will be a big name later, and I'm gonna say like, do you guys remember the octagon that you all do now? I made that, and I have the proof. I don't want to brag. Just a little bit. There will be a lot of talk today. Maybe I will not crochet, I'm just going to talk. But I have stories, and if you like crochet stories and crochet ideas, then stay tuned. How the octagon construction came into my mind. The story, part 1. Like everybody, I made the hexagon technique, crochet technique. In total, I made 3 hexagon cardigans. And then after that, I tried a heptagon. Like, I was like, let's just try it and see how it looks like. And I have it somewhere there. I'm gonna show you. So this is the heptagon. As you can see, each part has 7 sides, and I merged it in the middle. I joined the middle, And I sewed just some part on the up the shoulder, and I left it open here and closed here, so it looks like a bandana sleeve. Maybe I should try it on to show you, but I don't know. But anyway, this I'm gonna put a picture somewhere here how it looks like. I put it on my mannequin, and this is the heptagon. I just wanted to try how it looked like, and it is cool. And after that, I was like, I have 7 sides. Why wouldn't I try 8? Let's try now 8 sides. And I tried it in my head. I didn't crochet it yet. And I was like, wait a second. If I take the whole picture, the whole cardigan, how many sides there is? And I was like, wait a minute. If I merge the 2 hexagons directly and connect the centers of the 2 hexagons, I would not need to make the 2 parts. I would just go from one sleeve to the other, and all the time I was like, oh! And I developed the idea on paper for about a week or 2, and I ended up with so many variations, like longer ones, like if you start with just a chain, a foundation chain, if you start with a rectangle, if you start with a square, if you start with whatever. I was like, oh my god, there are so many things to be done here. I tried, and I first started with the classic with the foundation chain, and throughout time I developed different ones. That is not the first special construction I made. The very first one is, I'm gonna put a picture here, is this one. I should make another tutorial of this too, as we are in the fall season. It's beginning to chill outside. This is technically a dodecagon construction because it has 12 sides, but it's a top down. So that's why it has 12 sides, because you grow all the angles at the same time, going to the sleeves, tuck, tuck, and then merge it at the end down here. I made it in French. I didn't make the video in English. I should do that. But I talk too much in the video, and I don't feel like I can double that. So I'm going to make another one. Or should I just take the key parts and translate it? I don't know yet. Apparently, YouTube said auto doubling will be available on my channel, so maybe? I'm gonna check that out and tell you if you can. I'm gonna link the video down there, and maybe it will be available. Now that I think about it, maybe I'm gonna do this in one piece, so it will be a decagon with 10 sides. So people, please stop saying hexagon with 8 sides. It is not a hexagon with 8 sides. Hexa means 6. So a 6 side with 8 sides, that doesn't exist. So please say octagon. Thank you. To make this in one sole piece, it will be a decagon. Or I have another idea. Maybe doing this like a bottom up. Do you say bottom up or down top? The opposite of top down. Like start with the ribbing on the back, on the bottom, going up, and then at a certain point add the increases for the armpits. And at the same time, we can use the technique for the long sleeves here, because you just add a row here to make your sleeve longer. So it can be used, they can be combined in one pattern. For the decagon, maybe start with a ribbing going up, then add extra sleeve length, and then increase. No, because if we do that, I cannot add an extra. If I do that, this part here, this, how do you call this dangling thing here, can be added at the tip of the extra length. So there will be like a classic sleeve and then adding this at the end like this. Do you see what I mean? But what I don't like in that type of sleeve is that if you want to eat something like on a buffet, you're gonna dip your your sleeve in all of the food. Not practical at all. It would just be for the style. It's so inconvenient, right? So, or you just don't go at the buffet with that. Please don't do that. You can see my little garbage in the corner there. I just saw it. But it's okay, everybody has a garbage can. And as you can see, I still have a lot of ideas to explore. And the season is for cardigans. Maybe I should call myself Miss Cardigan. I always have tons of whips at the same time, and not counting all the testing, because let me show you something I was testing like a week ago and that I'm not intending to finish at all. Yep. This is some sort of testing for the Alice top. I just tested a lot of stitches. Like there are V-stitches, granny stitches, like mesh stitches. It is cool though. Maybe I should finish it. But apart from the stitches, I wanted to test the ribbing on the side. So the front panels are very small yet, still are small. I just finished that. I think this part is too small because I made half double crochets here to narrow the cuffs, but it turns out too small. My arm will never fit there, so I switched to double crochets on the front, hoping it will work out. But it's been a week that I didn't touch this. Let's finish this. It's almost done. This doesn't deserve to be frogged. When I look at it now, I like it. But when I made it at the first place, I was like, when you switch to other stitches, there are so many itch in that sentence. It itches my brain to see all those stitches. No, it itches my brain to switch between all those stitches. Another word in itch. I found one, but it is not a good one. You found it too? It itches my brain to switch between the stitches, so I'm gonna ditch the ones with which it looks kitsch. It doesn't mean a thing, but I should start a wrapping career. You didn't see me crocheting, but it's okay. Don't be sad. I'm gonna be back. Oh my god. I said I wanted to try this before, but it just came back at me like, to start from the bottom. With the ribbing, let me show it differently. Let's suppose the ribbings were like the bottom were longer and then close like this. You can see the ribbings are directly at the place of the collar. So it can be started from the bottom too, and then add, just as usual, the increases for the armpit. And look how cute it already is. Oh my god. Isn't that what I should test first? Can you see how it looks? It looks so good. What should I test first? I'm confused now. I'm completely lost. I like doing those videos though. It gives me the inspiration and the ideas for the next ones. So it's like an endless pit inside my brain. Each time I make a vlog video, a new idea pop up like right now. So I don't know exactly where I'm going with this. Like, you don't start the ribbing right away. You just go straight, and then at some point you add the ribbing so that it shrinks like this, like around the collar, and then down there. Like, just imagine I started it lower, so, and with no ribbing yet, and then started the ribbing up higher. So it can actually, or you can divide it into and then go back and forth, then ribbing, then start the increases for the armpit, and it will give just a regular, like, and you can open it, and if you want it to be close in the front, you just start with a circle and then go up like a cylinder, like a pipe, and then go back and forth with the ribbing, opening on the collar. Then, but at this time, just with the hexagon and the octagon, you wouldn't be able to control the length of the sleeves. But how to make it shorter? Because, you know, when you grow from a center, grow the same height in all the directions, if you want a certain thickness, a certain size for the sleeve, for your shoulder to go through this, to get through it, you will need to have this length at least of sleeves. But the question here, how to have this opening size and still have short sleeves, because long sleeve is easier to make than short sleeves. That's why this one works out, because you start with the wingspan. But if you don't start with the wingspan, you will always have that dilemma on how to make the sleeves a different length than the height you will have here. It's a classic geometry problem. So I'm gonna think that off, because it will take too much time to think it off now and add it to this video. This video is already so long. I said goodbye 5 times since I started to record this video, but you didn't hear the goodbyes because I found something else to say, and I have ideas, and I kept on talking. I'm stuttering so much in English. But anyway, my microphone runs out of battery. You can see it's completely red. So I'm going to say goodbye here. I'm going to charge the microphone, and I'm going to keep you in touch and maybe make another video when I finish all of those and I develop the new idea ahead. So kisses, and see you very soon, guys. Thank you to have watched this. Subscribe